Guys, it's finally happening. The lack of PlayStation 5 news has the PlayStation community turning on itself. There is arguments in the subreddits, on Reddit, there are arguments on social media, and now there are even arguments in YouTubers' comments section, even some on my own channel. Some of the arguments are because people are saying be patient, wait for the PlayStation 5 news. Some people are getting frustrated, like myself, and are desperate to find the next morsel of PlayStation 5 information. We are owed that. We are going to be spending a lot of money on the consoles and the games, so I do feel that it is only fair that the company become a bit more transparent and give us the news that we actually deserve. Like I said, I want to know how much I need to save up. I want to know how many or what the specs are in the console. I want to know even as much as how many teraflops are in the machine. People are now turning on each other saying that actually it is the games that are more important. Other people are saying that it is raw power that is more important. What do you think? There is a poll in today's video. What is more important with the PlayStation 5? Is it raw power or is it the games? Now for me, I'm going to be a fence sitter. I like raw power, but I also like fantastic games, and Sony will deliver with games. We know that they always have done so with PlayStation exclusives, so there's nothing to fear in that respect. My only fear is that we get a console that is inferior to the Xbox Series X. Say you buy a new car, and your friend's car has a coffee machine in it, it has the best engine, it's got the prettiest looking design, and then you buy a new car and it's got a pretty design and it's got a fantastic engine, but it doesn't quite have as good a coffee maker. Well, of course I'm going to be a little bit pissed, because I want my new car to be as good as his new car, because we are only human, we are only fickle, and we're pretty shallow when it comes to it. I want a console that is good as the Xbox Series X. Now, I do not think that the Sony PlayStation is going to fall well below the Microsoft next generation console, but I'm starting to get worried with this lack of information from Sony. They are either humongously confident or hugely worried about what is going on the internet with the Xbox Series X. Now, if Sony were particularly clever, they would not leave it too long before they drop their own official PlayStation news to try and take away some of the gleam and some of the limelight that Xbox and Microsoft are enjoying at this moment in time. So give it a few days. Hopefully some official PlayStation 5 information will be dropping, because it needs to try and rub out the fade or rub off the chalk of the Xbox news that is kind of being chalked up all over the internet at the moment. But us PlayStation 5 fans, we are getting impatient after the huge Xbox Series X reveal. And now that Microsoft has fully revealed and unveiled the specs and the feature set for the Xbox Series X, when will the PlayStation 5 have its moment back in the sun? That is a question that tons of PlayStation fans seem to be asking right now. Reddit user VIT52 posted a thread with the Xbox Series X specs in the PlayStation 5 subreddit stating, "I wish Sony released some type of info on the PlayStation 5, and that's got over 1,000 upvotes and nearly as many comments. The takeaway? Sony fans want more information, and they want it soon. As I've said, I do feel that we are deserved this information, as well as the fan base, as the people that are going to be rooting down into their pockets to draw out their wallet and sign off on a check for the PlayStation 5. What am I saying? No one uses checks anymore. Going to the cash point and drawing out hard-earned cash for the PlayStation 5. The Xbox Series X Smart Delivery feature, which allows you to buy an Xbox One game and automatically enjoy the upgraded Xbox Series X version for free, was a major topic of discussion in the thread. Based on the comments, the PS5 might be in big trouble if Sony doesn't offer something similar for its console. And instead of forcing gamers to buy an enhanced version of PlayStation 4 hits like Uncharted 4 and Spider-Man. There's also some concern in the PlayStation 5 community around specs. Anybody else really anxious? Wrote one user, CMD_1211, like that GitHub leak was all correct on Xbox specs. It also said that PlayStation 5 had 9 teraflops of power. I really don't want an underperforming console again, referencing the Xbox One X's power advantage over the PlayStation 4 Pro. Several users even noted that they're thinking of switching to Xbox for the upcoming generation, citing powerful Series X specs such as a 12 teraflop GPU that offers double the power of the Xbox One X. Some fans, the big Xbox Series X news is taking the excitement out of an eventual PS5 reveal. Microsoft releasing this level of information first also impedes some of the hype of the PlayStation 5 reveals, because now we're all waiting for Sony to confirm that the PS5 is just as capable, and if not, we're going to want to know why and what makes it special. That was according to one user, DNC88. Hell, at this stage, we're just waiting for Sony to confirm anything that is new. It isn't all doom and gloom for the PlayStation 5 in the subreddit, however. Some PlayStation fans are simply excited to pick up both consoles, while others are convinced that PS5 will succeed even if it's behind in power and in hype. It's all about the games, wrote user Zach_N. Trust the devs to do their thing and get the most impressive visuals you can think of with the PS5 specs, and let's not worry about it. Will the PS5 specs measure up to the beastly Xbox Series X? We could find out soon, as Sony is rumoured to have a now March reveal in the works. So remember, take out March, that used to say February. So basically, we don't know when Sony are coming out. They potentially are being too secretive for their own good. And if you guys agree with me, then do leave a massive thumbs up on today's video. Are Sony being too coy, too precious with the information surrounding the PlayStation 5? Or is it a fact that potentially they're just scared to announce it because actually it is going to be a disappointment? Now, I know I am a massive PlayStation fan. I will buy the PlayStation 5 regardless. I just don't want to be disappointed. And I don't think you guys want to be disappointed either. We all want the most powerful PlayStation console. Even if you think it is all about games, which I do think games play a massive part in it. I want my games to look as good on the PlayStation as they do on the Xbox Series X. It's a little bit about pride as well, owning the most powerful games console. And I want the PlayStation 5 to be that. I don't want to have this, 5, 6, 7 year long conversation with Xbox fans that say, oh, the Xbox is better. I'm a PlayStation fan. PlayStation's been around a lot longer than Microsoft. I want it to be the biggest and best console out there. And I think you guys will probably want that as well. So, we could find out about the PlayStation 5 with upcoming events. Well, they've pulled out of PAX and GDC and of course E3. The console giant's plans may be up in the air, either way, now that Xbox has thrown down the gauntlet. So Sony have said that they want to come out and do lots of individual kind of reveal events. Okay, absolutely fine. But start revealing it. The console, in a week's time, could be with us in 7 months. We're 7 months away. People that haven't started saving up for the PlayStation 5 want to start buying or saving up for the PlayStation 5. So Sony, I do implore you, not that anyone from Sony will be watching this channel, but I do implore you, just give us a little bit of information. Just keep us hooked, because actually people are starting to wander away from the PlayStation 5, tempted by the Xbox Series X news, and you could potentially be shooting yourselves in the foot. The thirst for PlayStation 5 news is killing a lot of people. It really, really is. Someone else has even put in the subreddit, just reading here, I'm so effing tired of waiting. I've been waiting forever. Please, Sony, Jim Ryan, end the suffering and give me what I want. The first of PlayStation 5 news is killing me. I need a hype. Please, I need to know my PlayStation 4 library will run on the next generation. I want to see the damn teraflops. Feed me, feed us, because my weakness is making me die inside. Please. Now, I'd suggest this is probably a little bit over the top, but it's just people are getting frustrated. They are getting really, really irritated by it now. Their patience is running thin, as the PlayStation still remains a no-show. And you can taste the tension in every tweet, and every forum post, and every YouTuber comments section. We're tired of waiting for this next generation news, and I think it's about time PlayStation started playing ball with the fan base and giving us some decent information. We had the specs from Mark Cerny last year, then we got, if Sony are hiding the fact that they announced some PlayStation 5 news by announcing the console's official name, the PS5, which every PlayStation fan, his man and his dog, could have worked out, then that is bull hooky, we'll say, because we're a family friendly YouTube channel here. But we need to know. But anyway, enough of me whinging about the lack of PlayStation 5 news. Let's move on to the next thing. What are teraflops? Excuse me. And how many do PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 have? So a teraflop breakdown for both consoles. Recently, you all may have heard of the Xbox Series X and its freshly revealed technical specifications. A big buzzword doing the rounds right now is teraflops. Microsoft has confirmed that its next generation console will have a lot of teraflops. But to the average person, that doesn't really mean much. What the heck is a teraflop? Anyway, that's me not using that teraflop word anymore like that. How many teraflops are in the PlayStation 4 and how many are expected to be in the PlayStation 5? How do PS4 and PS5 compare to the Xbox Series X? To answer these questions, I'm going to outline all of the info below with as little technical jargon as possible. What is a teraflop? The teraflop, or T-flop, is essentially a mathematical measurement of a computer's power. Without going too fancy, a teraflop translates to a computer being able to process 1 trillion calculations a second. Xbox Series X has 12 teraflops, meaning that it can handle up to 12 trillion operations a second. What makes a teraflop a useful measurement for computing power is their inclusion of floating point numbers. Floating point numbers basically covers all types of numbers, and not just integers, whole numbers. In other words, numbers with decimal points, irrational numbers, and other irregular figures are accounted for when talking about floating point calculations, because computers, and games consoles, use a lot of non-integer numbers when processing. The teraflop is a more accurate measurement of the device's capabilities. So more teraflops means more complex calculations per second, which roughly translates to a faster machine with more graphical grunt. For the record, the Xbox Series X's 12 teraflops, it's a lot. So how many teraflops does a PlayStation 4 and a PS4 Pro have? The original PlayStation 4 console has 1.84 teraflops GPU graphical processing unit. The PS4 Pro bumps the number up to 4.2 teraflops, which is a big leap over the standard PlayStation 4. So how many teraflops will the PlayStation 5 has? At this point, we just don't know. Sony has yet to disclose the nitty-gritty of the PlayStation 5's tech specs. However, PlayStation and Xbox consoles are usually very close in terms of power, and so we can make an educated guess that the PlayStation 5 will be roughly on par with the Xbox Series X. In other words, we can probably assume the PlayStation 5 will have a GPU capable of around 12 teraflops, just like the new Xbox console. But as we spoke about earlier, a lot of people have got worried because there have been leaks going around on the internet stating that the PlayStation 5 will have 9 teraflops. That's 3 teraflops less than the Xbox Series X, making it less powerful, less faster, and having a less graphical buff than the Xbox Series X. So how do all the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One consoles compare to each other with teraflops? So below I'm going to outline how many teraflops every current generation console from Sony and Microsoft is capable of. So the standard PlayStation 4 had 1.8 teraflops. The PlayStation 4 Pro had 4.2 teraflops. The standard Xbox One had 1.31 teraflops. The Xbox X, or the Xbox One S, had 1.4 teraflops. And the Xbox One X had 6 teraflops. So, does any of this teraflop business really matter for the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X? Well, sort of. But you really don't need to worry about it. The bottom line is that both next-gen consoles are going to be beefy bits of kit, which translates to bigger and better games for you to play. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X will boast extremely, similar technology at the end of the day, and the competition between Sony and Microsoft means the consumer will win no matter what. My advice is to avoid getting too caught up in the comparisons and the debates surrounding technical specifications, especially since Sony hasn't revealed anything yet. So guys, that is a little bit of kind of pressure taken off of us not to worry about. If the PlayStation 5, had a teraflop less than the Xbox Series X, it wouldn't make a humongous difference. It really wouldn't. Although I was saying earlier about wanting to have the most powerful, the best, the all-singing, the all-dancing console, a teraflop or two wouldn't make a massive difference. So I really, really wouldn't worry too much about that. Because, do you know what? The games that we're going to be getting for the Sony PlayStation, but they're going to be better than the Xbox games. That was very childish of me, and I'd like to apologise. But they are. They just are, because of the game exclusives that we have. I know Microsoft will be getting their own in a year after the consoles, mate. What jokers. Anyway, yes, but yeah, that is it. So I'm still going to stay loyal to Sony. They haven't released any information, although I do think they bloody need to. I'm going to go over there and I'm going to slap a lot of wrists because it's not right. But my final bit of information for you guys is the fact that Sony just trademarked the PlayStation 5 logo in Japan. What does this mean? Well, relax. The PlayStation 5 news you've been waiting for Or maybe not. Sony has trademarked its next generation console's logo in its native Japan, clearing the way for release. Maybe. The Japanese giants come in for some criticism from core fans for keeping its forthcoming format under wraps so tightly and mothering it and smothering it and probably feeding it from the teeth but not giving us any information and sharing it. And we're all wondering what is going on behind the scenes. So as I said at the very start of this video, Sony, let us in. Let us through the door. Share with us the PlayStation 5 love because you're really starting to tick everybody off. It is business as usual at PlayStation headquarters with no more official information coming out today. But when do you think we will get some more news on the official PlayStation 5? Let me know down below in the comments section. That is where we can all discuss and talk. And of course, remember, if you do love the channel and want to help support it, then please make sure that you subscribe here to Tobe Gaming, hoping to become your #1 place for all of your PlayStation 5 news, goodiness, rumours, releases and leaks. And of course, make sure you put a thumbs up. We're aiming for 500 likes on today's video, and guys, please get your comments down below. You can put anything about the PlayStation 5, even just how frustrated you are that the PlayStation 5 information has not dropped yet. But thank you guys for being patient and being brilliant subscribers and fans of the channel. You make doing YouTube absolutely amazing. I will see you all very soon. Peace out, take care, love you all very much. Jelly Tots Marmalade, goodbye.